Hey, my name is Jake Sheldon, and in this video, we are going to show you all things Facebook ads. How to set up high converting Facebook ads, who to target, and the mistakes that you need to avoid. I've personally ran them for over 300 pest control and lawn care companies. We produced tens of millions of dollars through this one lead generation strategy you are about to learn about. So if you own a pest control company and you're looking to learn about Facebook ads, then this video is for you.
So today we're going to do a deep dive masterclass in Facebook ads.
It's my favorite thing to talk about.
I know, and you're awesome at them. So like I said, who better to talk to? So I have some questions that I have pre-written that I'm going to ask away. Danny asked me to be on this side because I know a little bit about Facebook ads, so I'm going to ask you some questions.
Sweet.
But the first question is, which campaign objectives are most effective for pest control?
Ooh, campaign objectives. I like to run lead ads and conversion ads. Now, I would say definitely lead ads are my favorite.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I like this campaign objective is because Facebook actually will help you in your results when you run lead ads because you're not leaving Facebook. Facebook wants you to stay on their platform because they want you to scroll. The longer you're on their platform, the more money they can make from their advertising that they get from other companies, just like you hopefully are going to run ads like this after. But that's why I prefer lead ads because you can get a lot of the same information you would get off a website or a traffic or a funnel, right? So that's the one I prefer. Conversion ads is something as simple as like creating a one-page lander, which again, you're grabbing the same information. That information for pest control is going to be, name, phone number, email, zip code, and what type of pest issue is usually what we're grabbing. But yeah, that's definitely my two favorite when it comes to
and I feel like there's so much controversy around which one to do too, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're driving to a landing page on a website, or through the lead form through Facebook. Yep. Again, you kind of touched on it, but which one did you prefer?
Lead ads for sure. Yeah. When it comes to service based, especially pest control or lawn care, I definitely prefer the lead ad side of things just because Facebook is going to favor you above the competition because they want you to stay on Facebook.
For sure. And I think the pushback there would be, well, it sounds great, but you're not going to have the highest close rate, right? That'll have the best leads.
Yep.
But then if you send it through a landing page form, it seems like it converts a little bit higher because it's a more qualified lead. What do you think about that?
Yes. So the first thing I want to mention is Facebook is definitely going to have a lower conversion rate than Google.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not intent based, right? So one like big misconception is people will start Facebook ads and they're like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? I'm only closing 25% or 30%. They're like, I know I should be closing 80%. No, actually on Facebook, 25 to 30% is actually really good.
But your lead cost is less than a third.
Right. I mean, I've even seen some of your lead costs at like a couple bucks, So that's why I like lead ads is you can have a cheap cost per lead. You can get your branding out there, which we'll go deeper dive into that. But yeah, definitely lead ads. I would go that route if you're going to run pest control and lawn care ads.
Awesome. What ad formats perform best for attracting pest control leads?
What ad formats? I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong here, like a format, the question you're asking is going to be like has to do with the picture or the video. Right. So, I mean, either work, right?
Yeah, like carousel, standalone picture, video.
The reason why this is an interesting question to me is because I prefer still image, but ever since working with you the past, however long, I've seen videos work quite well. You are a master at video, so there's a catch-22 to this. If you aren't making a lot of content, you don't know video psychology, you don't know how to get people's attention, you haven't studied or even taken our class on video, definitely don't do video. It's probably not going to work for you if you haven't learned anything about how to get people's attention on video.
But I think even like just having a technician and following a technician doing like a service and then have it like a time lapse. I mean, something so simple like that seems to tend to work.
Yeah. That can work too. I prefer.
It's way easier to do like pictures.
Yeah, way
So
easier.
much easier, faster, right? And it's easier to like replace those creatives immediately.
Yeah, you can switch those out immediately. So if like you're a beginner, haven't done a whole lot of these ads before, of course I would just copy our templates. That's going to be the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
But images are my favorite. But as like time goes on, video is getting really, really good, especially with some of the new stuff. We'll probably go into this later with AI. There's some really good stuff we can do with AI, but
Cool.
Yeah, those are my
Good
two
answer.
favorite.
Should pest control companies run short-term or continuous campaigns?
So this is an interesting question because it does depend, right? It does depend on your area. So for
Just kind of area, maybe the time of the year.
Yep, area, time of the year, and even the campaign that you're running. So let's say, for example, you're in an area where there's only 15,000 people. That's going to be a short term, whether you like it or not.
Yep.
You're going to hit what they call ad attribution very, very quickly. So it's
I know.
it's you learn very quickly that everyone in your area is going to see your ad quick. So that's it's going to be short term whether you like it or not. Now, if you're in a bigger area, let's say you're in Dallas, Texas, you could run that campaign for a really long time and not have to worry about changing the ad, especially if it's working. Now, if your ad's not working, it of course is going to be short term. So it just depends on if it depends on area and it depends on if it's working or not. So the only long term ads I'll ever run on Facebook is if they're really, really crushing it and I haven't hit ad attribution yet.
Cool. Love it. What budget allocation typically works best for pest control ads on Facebook? We talk about this a lot too.
Yeah. Talked about this a lot. So Facebook has a threshold. Their threshold is at $600 a month. So you at least want to spend $600 a month if you're going to run a lead ad campaign. You're going to rank higher in the auction. So even when you guys go to build an ad, you'll actually see it says you can pick the auction section. And so Facebook works just like an auction. You're bidding. It's like a bidding strategy. So you're bidding against all other competition. It's actually not just pest control or lawn care or whatever it may be. You're bidding against everyone and their eyeballs, their attention, right? So if you don't spend enough money on the platform, Facebook isn't going to see you as more valuable than, say, someone who spends $20K, right? They're obviously going to get more eyeballs and more attention to see their ad. So we see that the threshold's right at $20 a day. So as long as you're spending $20 a day, you're going to get pretty optimal results. Anything less than that, they're going to rank you lower on the auction and there's not going to be enough eyeballs, which we've heard a lot. People are like, oh man, I spent $400 or I spent, $300 on Facebook and got nothing. Honestly, you just didn't spend enough. Not enough eyeballs saw your ads yet.
Yeah, or they threw that $300 behind a boost and nothing happened.
Yeah. Don't do boosted posts.
Yeah.
No boosted posts, everyone. I'm sure we'll get in that a little bit.
For sure. So number one, what visual elements consistently stop people from scrolling?
Yeah, this is probably our most common question we get on Facebook ads is what do I actually use in my image or my video? And at the end of the day, you want to do something that grabs attention. That's all that Facebook wants. It's disruptive marketing, like Dan Kennedy always talks about. This is disruption at its finest. So it's not like all the other platforms where you're looking to do branding quite as much. You want to disrupt people's pattern. Everyone's going through like a low state hypnosis while they're scrolling. A lot of people call it doom scrolling. Yeah. So you want to grab people's attention. And so how you do that is you want to use brighter colors or hooks, something that gets people's attention. So one thing that you actually do super well is you have great videos that grab people's attention with a very, very strong hook or disrupts their pattern. All right, so you need something that is going to do exactly that. Another thing in the image or the video is you want to have a pain point in those two elements. So something that actually hits them on a deeper core level of that pain point. So say it's a mosquito ad that we're doing. You actually want to show a mosquito on the ad or a mosquito biting someone or a yard with people in it, right? That is what's going to work very, very well in those scenarios. So.
Yeah, because you got to think about, like, people are scrolling, like you said, aimlessly, and you got to get them to stop. And you've seen like all like the Alex Hormozzi's where he's like falling off the, we call like the ambulance thing. What do you call that? Stretcher?
Yeah, stretcher.
Fall off the stretcher. Like, you remember all those videos.
Yep.
That's what it's all about, is disruption, right?
Yep.
But it's not like they're going to Google and they're searching for you. Like, that's high intent, easy to close. These are like, you have to disrupt them. You got to get them stopped. Watch your ads. So how do you do that? Bright colors, good intro, good headline, make them stop. Like you said, if you have a family member that you hear that buzzing noise of mosquitoes, you just know what it is, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to add to that, because this is a common question, is with Google or some of these other platforms, you can have imagery, or even like door hangers or mailers. You can have imagery where it shows the solution, like a tech, or a picture of your family, or a picture of your team, of your pest control team. That actually works great for that stuff. But on Facebook, specifically for lead generation or conversion ads, it doesn't work. Again, you have to gather attention and get people to make a buying decision quickly.
Yeah. What do you think about like before and after pictures?
Yeah, those work great, as we've seen actually in your ads.
That's what made me think about it.
Yeah, before and after pictures do very, very well, especially on the lawn side.
Yeah.
Things they do very, very well.
Yeah, that's cool. Next, which headlines and copy styles maximize attention?
Yeah, so same thing. Something that is going to gather attention, get people to stop. And what I like to do is I like to use things that summarize exactly what it is for your offer. So if it's for a pest control service, a mosquito control service, that you're bundling them together, you could quite literally just say pest control and mosquito control service XYZ price. You just give them the price, right? Or an offer that both you and I are actually running. It's a general pest service for the year, and they get a free mosquito control service for the rest of the year with the same general pest price.
Right.
So that's actually what you would want to put in the headline. There's a million different opinions on how important the headline is, but we do know it's very, very important. Some people say it's 80% of the ad. Some people say it's 50% of the ad. All I know is, depending on the percentage, it's very, very important. So you want to get the headline right.
That's why in my videos, I come swinging in on a web and I do a backflip and I land on my feet.
Yeah, that's right.
And talk about pest control.
That actually works
Getting
very
attention.
well.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, and one thing I want to say, by the way, we might cover this later, but specifically with headlines, one thing that you don't want to do is put your phone number. I see a lot of people, especially like even in our class that haven't gone all the way through, they'll put their phone number in the headline. You do not want to do that. You don't want to put the company name. You don't want to put a phone number. You don't want to do anything like that. You want to talk about the offer or what you're actually doing for the service. So stay away from that in the headlines.
Cool. Anything else about headlines that we should chat about for the next question?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so just something that's very catchy and gets their attention quick and makes them want to read the ad.
Yep.
Cool. I love that. It's like all kinds of, like, it's just like a million other ad copies, right? You got to get them to read the next sentence.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Get them down the funnel. Cool. How is content different for Facebook ads versus Facebook organic? That's a good question, actually.
How's content, so the actual ad copy, different from Facebook ads versus the Facebook organic?
Yeah, content in general, like maybe it's video or maybe it's posting. Like,
Yeah.
You know, from organic side, we're just posting versus running ads.
Yeah. No, that's a great question too, because it is going to be way different in an ad versus even like a organic post or a Facebook group specifically. So we talked about groups in previous videos, and in groups and organic posts, you want to lead with value because you're building trust, you're building authority, you are building value on those groups. You actually don't want to do that on ads. Ads, you can be as advertisey, if that's even a word. You want to be as advertisey as you want, as salesy as you want, because it's an ad. People can see it's sponsored. You are paying for people to see that ad, so you can be salesy. So there's a huge differentiator in there. And we, of course, have ad copy scripts that people can follow that we have found out that work very, very well. We did not make these up, of course. We got them from other marketers, a lot of books that we read. But I would definitely follow an ad copy formula on the paid side of things. And then you can follow our templates on the organic and the groups, the Facebook group side of things as well.
Cool. Next question. Should you ever run top of funnel ads for branding?
You can. I would say Facebook already does a great job with branding on your conversion or your lead ads. You're already paying for the branding to go out there anyways. So you don't really need to do a lot of extra paid ads on that type of thing. Like,
Yeah. I would just second that and just say, like, none of us are big enough companies that we can just spend money for branding.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We're running ads to get a return on our ad spend.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
that's what we're doing here.
Yeah, and you even go a little deeper in that, because a lot of things I see people do wrong with Facebook ads is they won't have any of the elements that you need, which are, you know, your call to audience, your offer, your pain point, your CTA, your solution, your social proof. They don't have any of those elements. I don't want to name any big company names, but, you know, they have their technician folded against their truck. You
Don't
know
even know what the truck says.
Yeah, don't even know what the truck's.
In front of a house, that means nothing.
Yeah. Half the time you don't even, if you didn't know the company, you don't even know what the ad is for. It will just say like $50 off. Yeah. You're like, well, what the heck's that for? Well, they're spending millions a year on branding, right? Well, smaller businesses don't have millions and millions of dollars to spend on branding. I want conversions. That's just me. If I spend money on something, I want to get money back if I'm going to put my money into Facebook.
Yeah.
So
Great. Love that. Can you give me an example of a Facebook ad that performed really, really well?
yeah, tons of them.
Let's go through a few of them.
So actually, one of them we're running now, I got from you. The offer that we're running is a general pest service. It's the regular price, but if they sign up for our year's worth of general pest, they get mosquito control for free for a year. We're already going out there anyway, and we're getting a lot of people coming to the funnel with that. Another one that's worked really well is I like to run a $67 initial for my general pest service as long as they sign up for the year. This is just me personally. I don't know about everyone watching this, but I don't like to do one-times, and so we just don't do them. We only give them that initial discount if they sign up for the year. I love the reoccurring. That's what I'm going after, and that's what I do all my advertising for, is that reoccurring book of business.
Any other ads that you can think of that good examples on?
Oh man, there's a bunch. There's all sorts of weed control ads you could do. There's the aeration ones I've done.
We said we did that. We did a standalone picture, side-by-side picture.
Yep.
Before and after with the aeration.
Yeah.
It was quite the difference too. Like, it was pretty awesome.
Yep.
Footage or pictures, but
Yeah.
they're crushed.
Those worked really well. A mosquito control ad that we just did about 2 months ago did fantastically well. It's actually a hand, like going like this, and it had mosquitoes all over the hand. And then it was $49 initial if they signed up for the year of mosquito control. And that one worked fantastically well. Again, it was a nasty picture of someone getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, and it converted really, really well.
Awesome. Thanks for that. And last question for you. What is the biggest mistakes with Facebook ad content?
Ooh, yeah. Kind of like what we mentioned earlier is the big mistakes is people are treating their actual ads like organic content on Facebook or group content, which again, doing that, like giving value and posting pictures of your technician or your family or whatever it may be on those advertising methods are fine, but you don't want to do it with paid ads. You want to have ads that disrupt, that sell the service, that get people to go through your funnel.
Yeah, another good one too that works really well that I just thought of too is like video testimonials. Mm-hmm. They run really well too.
Yep.
So just think if you can get someone not on your team, but one of your customers do a video ad for you.
Yep.
Some really good ideas around that, but having them do a video testimony and using that as an ad works really well too.
Yep. And one last thing I want to mention with that, we talked about this a lot in the videos, is you want to be different. So if everyone in town is running a $50 off, well, don't do that because it's not going to work. Or if everyone in town is doing, a $99 initial service, don't do that. You have to show up different. We talked about that a lot, but if you want to have a competitive advantage over everyone, you need to do an offer, an irresistible offer, something that's different from everyone else in town.
First question I have for this is, why is Facebook so great for targeting?
Oh, man. Facebook is incredible with the targeting. And most people have had something like this happen before, where
If not every day,
where you are about to go purchase something. So say, for example, you and I just sat here and talked about Nike shoes for 10 minutes. Odds are we're probably going to get a Nike ad that pops up on our feed later. Or you could be searching basketballs on somewhere on the internet. At some point, you're probably going to get basketballs in your feed. We've all had it happen before. And Facebook is unbelievably great at finding who is interested in your product or your service. They use a lot of AI now for that, to do that. But what's still great about Facebook is we can actually choose the targeting that we want. So
I like how you said that because you know how many shoes I bought off Facebook?
Yeah,
It's,
a lot of shoes.
It's constantly retargeting me.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree with that. Great. What specific interest or pain point should you target to reach the homeowners that you're looking for?
Yeah. So really just like any kind of advertising that we do, whether it be, door knocking, Google ads, whatever it may be, it's all the same, right? We're typically targeting women, most of the time, not all the time, but it's mainly women between 35 and 55 that are interested in home and garden, home ownership, HGTV. These are the types of interests that we're typically going after. Not all the time, because it's going to change by zip code, which we'll go here in a second. But for the most part, that's typically the types of ideal client that we're targeting.
So are you also targeting males, or are you specifically only targeting females?
I like to test it because every market's a little different. I find that in most markets, it's going to be females that we target and that we have our winning ad to. But for places like Florida and parts of California, we actually find more men click on the ads in those areas. And should restate that. It's where people are retired, like Phoenix, Florida, California, New Mexico, some of these places, we see a lot more men click on the ads. Like it's significantly higher.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about A/B split testing later, so we'll leave that for another topic.
Yeah.
How can you use lookalike audience effectively based on your existing customer data? That's a good one too.
Yeah, so we'll actually define what a lookalike audience is, because that can, a lot of people may not even heard what a lookalike audience is.
Right.
So you can actually choose people who look like the audience that you put in there. So you either put like a custom source data, so that could be a list that you put in there. This could be your Facebook people that like your page. So say for Pest Badger, you have 10,000 people that like your Facebook page. You can actually tell Facebook you want people who look like them to see the ad. Same thing with if you have a customer list. Say you have 2,000 people in your customer list. You throw that into Facebook and say, I want people who look like this clientele list.
So let me say this back to you. So if I have a list of 1,000 customers or 5,000 customers, I can take all my data, I can pull it out of our CRM, put it up into Facebook, and it's going to find people who look just like my current customers.
Yep.
That's
It's almost to a creepy level. Yeah. It's very cool.
That's really cool.
Hey guys, real quick, if you guys are really looking to grow your pest control company, check out what we do at pestcontrolmillionaires.com.
Next level stuff there.
Yep.
Great. What geographic targeting strategies work best? Radius, targeting, zip codes, or something else? I like this one.
Yes. No, that's really good. And that actually depends on your messaging, your ad copy, and your offer too. So the more specific your offer is, the more specific your targeting is. The more broad your offer is, the more broad your targeting you want to do. So in the beginning, I like doing the analogy of the wide net. So I'm trying to figure out what offer and what image, what video is all in my message, headline, all that good stuff that we talked about in our class. I'm trying to figure out what works first. So I typically do a larger radius.
Gotcha.
So it's like you're throwing out a big fish net. Now in that fish net, we're going to grab grab the green fish that we want. We're going to grab some blue fish that are all right. We're going to find some yellow fish that are kind of just bargain hunters, but they're a little bit interested. And we're going to find the red fish who are like, you don't want the red fish. They're going to bite you type of thing. And that's what you're going to get with the wide net. Now, what's great about that is now you found out some ads that are working and some fish that you actually want to catch. And now we can narrow in on that demographic. And as you start figuring out who you're supposed to be targeting, you can narrow. And that's why with any kind of advertising, really, it does take time to test and figure out what's going to work.
So do you like using radius or do you like using zip codes? What do you think works better there?
I like using radius at the beginning. And then as time goes on, when I found my offer, my demographic, my headline, my targeting, all that good stuff, then I actually like doing zip code targeting. Now, the reason why is this would be a perfect example. Say there is a lake nearby and this lake is getting a lot of mosquito calls. Let's call this lake in the community around it, Dory, right?
Talk about bluefish.
Okay. Let's say it's Dory. So you could be like, hey, this is Jonas Olson, owner of Pest Badger. I'm gonna be in Dory neighborhood for the next 7 days, right? And then you can do a specific offer. We're doing XYZ offer for the next 7 days for only Dory neighborhood.
That's cool.
It's going to end at XYZ date. I love that kind of ad. Its ad attribution runs through its cycle really quickly just because it's a very, very small neighborhood. So you'd have to change it quite often. But the results are typically incredible because it's so specific.
Yeah, that was like my next question is like how specific, how small of an audience can we target? We target just a building?
Yeah. Well, not a building, I should say. You can target up to a mile radius, which is
pretty tight. Yeah.
And you can be very, very specific in your messaging.
Yeah, that's really awesome. How do you avoid wasting your Facebook ad budget on bad leads?
Yeah. So the thing with Facebook, again, like we talked about in previous videos, the lead quality is going to be much different than a Google ad that most people are used to. Google ads is going to be high intent search based. So the quality is going to be pretty high. You should be closing.
Searching for you.
Yeah, they're searching for you. With Facebook, it's direct response or what's the word I'm looking? Attention-based marketing or disruptive marketing. So your lead quality is already going to be lower, but you can get the lead quality higher as you start niching down the targeting, start getting the targeting smaller. And that's why I like, once you find out the offer, your headline, all that good stuff in the testing, that's why I like doing the very, very specific Facebook ads because your quality is going to get higher and you're going to close a higher percentage.
What about like targeting the younger crowd and maybe even the elderly crowd?
Yeah. So it's almost two different types of messaging too.
Yeah. I'm talking about like lead quality specific. Like this question says talk about like, so you're not wasting ad spend.
Yeah.
You find yourself wasting ad spend if you're young, send it to young kids and older people.
Yeah. And younger is always subjective, right? Like I wouldn't target anyone below 28 years old actually, because how many people own a house at 28 years old? Me personally, I'm going after homeowners, not renters. So you typically don't want to target anyone who's below 28 years old now these days. Yeah, cool. So stick to anyone higher.
Awesome. How do seasons or local events influence Facebook ad targeting?
Oh, it's everything. Yeah. I mean, like we've even seen daily rain impact the results. So if you guys are about ready to launch your first Facebook ad and you're super excited for it, but there's a tornado that's coming into town, like don't expect to get any results. It will just completely destroy your campaign. Yeah. If there's hail coming, if there's rain for that day, you always want to start a campaign when it's bright, shiny out on the first campaign you ever run. Now I will say, unless it's like a rodent, a rodent ad or a bed bug ad, then weather doesn't really matter. Anything that's going to be inside or has to do with like rodents or anything like that doesn't really matter. But yes,
it'd be smart to run that ant ad the day after the rain.
Yeah. Yes, it would. Yep. But yeah, be aware just of weather patterns because people are affected by the weather.
Yeah, cool. Last question for you on this topic. What are the biggest mistakes with Facebook ads targeting that you see?
The biggest mistake I see is people go too broad for too long. I also see that they'll target people like 18 to 29, and you're just wasting your ad budget. And one of the biggest things with targeting is just testing. Yeah. People don't test. They'll just throw out, oh, I'm going to do 18 to 29 in a radius in Houston, Texas, and they'll just let it run. Well, that's not going to work because you actually need to test. Facebook wants you to test at least 4 different variations, and we can go deeper in that later, but your testing is essential to making your ads work. You have to test. Facebook wants you to test. Why is A/B split testing so important? Oh, yeah. This is a very, very important one, if not maybe the second most important one out of Facebook ads. So, of course, just having a disruptive ad is probably the number one most important. And then with Facebook, it's always testing. I could not stress it enough. If you don't test, your ads probably won't work. It's that integral to making your Facebook ads work, is you have to test because you don't know what's going to work, number one, and it even differs by zip code. You could have one zip code that this ad, this offer, this picture works well, and then in the other zip code, it doesn't work as well. And so it can really, really adjust, and that's why you always have to be split testing. And you never know what can hit too. Just like what you always say with your videos is you're always making new stuff. You're thinking about the stuff all the time that you're going to do next. It's the same thing with any ad platform, is you have to come up with new ideas, come with new offers, come with new pictures, which we'll go here in a second. But it's so integral to making these continue to work and convert new leads.
For sure. Even with like the picture that I'm posting for our giveaway, like I'm having the audience tell me which picture they like best to use. It's always constantly testing stuff to see what everyone likes.
Yep. You didn't take just one picture and hope that one works. You're choosing quite a few pictures from.
Awesome. Question number 2, which element, image, copy, or CTA should you prioritize when testing?
The first one, number 1, is you always want to test the image or the video the most. That's going to be the most important part of making the ad disruptive. Of course, if you could have the best picture in the entire world, the best video in the entire world, but if your offer's not good, it's not going to work. Yeah. So I would say, actually, I digress. Go back. The most important thing when testing is testing the offer.
Okay, cool.
Test your offer first. And then next is you're going to test the image or the video. After that is a headline, and then ultimately the ad copy. So I would actually go in that order with the testing.
Cool. So can you walk us through what that would look like?
Yeah. So there's quite a few elements that you're going to test, and that's why we would suggest just taking our class, because we actually just give you the ads that are already working. But if you're going from scratch and you don't have a program that's going to teach you exactly what to run, you're going to have to go all the way from scratch. So you're going to have to find out your age demographic. You're going to have to find out if it's male or female. You're going to have to find out your interest targeting. You're going to have to find out which zip codes are converting. You're going to have to find out what offer works. You're going to have to find out what headline, the ad copy, the message, and then also your landing page, all the elements in your landing page or your form too. So there's a lot of things you have to test and figure out if you don't have something that is guiding you.
For sure. What metrics indicate a winning ad?
So I don't like to go off just cost per lead like a lot of people do. A lot of people look at the cost per lead. They're like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah. I got, a $15 lead cost. I'm like, okay, well, how many converted? So my most important metric I'm looking at is what's my cost per acquisition? Because I could have an ad that does $10 per lead, and I could have another ad that does $30 per lead. But the $10 per lead, let's say my closing rate is 1%, but my other one is 50%. Well, of course, I'm going to go with the one that's a $30 cost per lead. Right. It may initially look more expensive, but not to the closing rate. So that's of course, the most important thing you want to look at is that cost per acquisition.
I agree. How often should you run new split tests for Facebook ads?
Yeah, and this is an interesting question too, even for someone like you in your area. Some of these markets for a lot of these people watching could be smaller. So you're going to have to adjust an A/B split test often, like every few days, sometimes even. Now, if you're in a larger area, you have a larger population, you could literally go months without having to change out your ads and do a ton of split testing, because your ad could just be crushing it for a long time. So that is going to differ by your area. But kind of the rule of thumb is I test four different ads at all times. No matter what, I'm always testing at least 4.
Cool. Can you give us a real life example that you've split tested for Facebook ads?
Yeah. So, I mean, a perfect example would be I would test age group. So I would test 30 to 44, 45 to 54, 55 to 64, and then 65 plus. So that would be 4 ad sets that you're going to test. And that would be just testing the age group.
Yeah. Same ad, same copy. Same
Yep. And that's another thing with A/B split testing is you only want to test one variable at a time. This is why marketers will tell business owners like, hey, this is going to take some time. It's not going to be instantaneous results, It's because you have to test only one variable at a time to make sure that you know which variable it is that's actually producing results.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Then from there, what would it look like? Real life examples. So first you did the age groups, and then what would you test next?
First I would do, and this is again starting from scratch. If you don't have, one of our classes that we teach, because we just give you the exact demographic and all that. But if you're going from scratch, I would do age group. I would do the radius next. Then I would do the interest targeting, and then I don't like to do automatic or manual placements anymore. I just do automatic. Let Facebook target that. And then next after that, once you figure out the exact targeting, and the gender, of course, you'll be able to see it. It'll tell you whether it's male or females. Then I'll check that. And then the next thing that I'll do is I'll do the offer, test the offer. I'll test the image or the video. And then the next ad, I will test the headline. And then the next ad, I will test the actual ad copy. So it's a lot
for sure.
to figure out, and it takes time. I usually, depending on how much you're spending, you only want to test for 3 to 7 days is all for each one of those components I was just testing about. Okay. So if you count that up, I'm not sure how many it is, but it's a lot. It's a lot of different things that you need to test. But once you figure them out, you have all those elements I just talked about. It's called a winning ad. Once you have a winning ad, you can use that ad year after year after year after year. So I've used this same little coupon ad. You've seen it. I've used this same little coupon ad. It's white, red, and green. I've used it for like 6 years in a row, and it just keeps working every single year. And it has like a shelf life. It will work for a little bit, and I'll have to switch it out. Yeah. And so I have like this rotation of ads that I've tested over the last 6-7 years that work. And that's what's great about it is once you figure it out, once you test it, they will continue to work year in and year out, at least from what I've seen.
Yeah, awesome. This is not on my question, so I'm going to ask it anyway. But obviously Meta owns Facebook and owns Instagram. Mm-hmm. In the audience preferences, are you choosing Instagram? Do you think Instagram's worth testing, or do you think just stay on Facebook?
Yeah, I definitely test it in the beginning to see what's converting.
Okay.
Just from what I've seen testing all over the United States, I've seen like larger cities like LA, Miami, Dallas, Houston, New York, those types of cities. Excuse me. Those types of cities are going to do well on Instagram. Now, if you're in smaller areas or even like the Midwest, like I'm in Nebraska right now, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, Kansas City, they don't really do as well on Instagram. Now, the great thing about when you're doing this A/B split testing is you can actually check on Facebook. They have a view chart section where you can actually see where most of your leads are coming from. Right. Are they coming from Facebook or are they coming from Instagram more? You'll be able to see even the breakdown of the cost per lead for those, and then ultimately the cost per acquisition from both those platforms too.
Awesome. I know we talked about this a little bit, but maybe we haven't talked about it on here yet. Talking about seeing other competitors' ads, and you hear it online all the time. Walk us through how to do that.
Yeah, so there's a site called Ads Library. I believe it's just adslibrary.com, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember if it's meta ads. I can't remember. I usually just search meta ads, I think.
Yeah, if you guys
library.
Yeah, if you guys just go to Google and type in Ads Library, it's gonna pop up for you.
And every platform has an ads library.
Yeah. Yep. And what's nice about Facebook is you can click which category, and then you actually just type in, your competition in the area, and you can actually just see what ads they're running. And so it makes it really easy to see what offers are being ran, potentially what's working for other people. It's almost like a little cheat code.
And you also want to be different, so you want to make sure ads don't look similar. They stand out, kind of like any branding, right?
Exactly. You want to have a competitive advantage, because if everyone's running the same offer, same picture, or same video, you obviously want to show up different.
Cool. What are the biggest mistakes when it comes to A/B split testing?
The most common one I see is people will try to test multiple variables at a time. So they'll
break that down for us.
Yeah, so they'll test the age group, they'll test the gender, and they'll even test like the offer all at the same time. And then we look at the ad. I'm like, I have no idea if it was because it was the offer or if it was because our age group that changed that.
Right.
Or they'll test like the headline and the ad copy. I'm like, we don't even know if it was the ad copy or the headline that made the result different. So only test one variable at a time. It's so important, because you'll never know what's the differentiator in making that lead convert or not convert.
Yeah, awesome. So only change one variant at a time.
Yeah, that's so important.
Cool. How important is Facebook ads retargeting for your pest control company?
It's going to be really important, because these are already people who have shown interest in your service, in your brand in general.
How would we break this down? What is retargeting?
Yeah, so there's a lot of cool things that you can do with Facebook ads retargeting. First, I want to talk about all the different things that you can do. Is you can retarget people who went to your Facebook page, or people who like your Facebook page, or people who went to your website. You can retarget people who are already your current customers and retarget them on Facebook. You can retarget past people who showed interest in your Facebook ads in the past. Pretty much anything you can think of, you can probably retarget, and that's why you get these what we call creepy level of ads, right? Of people who have been to a site, or they've been to your page, or been somewhere that is relevant to your brand, and they see another one of your ads over and over and over again.
Yeah. So you say you can go back for the people who liked it in the past. Is there a specific time frame that you don't want to retarget to? That maybe it's 90 days plus, or what do you think? What's your answer to that?
Yeah, they said the rule of thumb is typically about 90 days.
Okay.
is going back.
I was just guessing.
Yeah, it was a perfect guess. Yeah, 90 days is typically the best. And Facebook's most of their targeting is going to say 90 days, like especially for like the lead forms. If anyone's come through a lead form, it only goes back 90 days anyway.
Gotcha.
So 90 days is the rule of thumb.
So basically, it's anyone who likes and is interested in your company that has showed interest before.
Yep.
Websites, Facebook. They liked your page, whatever, can retarget all those people. That's really cool.
Yep.
How does retargeting Facebook ads compare to normal Facebook ads?
I actually see they work better. Now, the reason why I believe they work better, and just with any other advertising platform, is because it's already people who have engaged or showed likeness in your brand, or they already maybe even came through a funnel or even on your website. So they've already come in contact with the brand. And we'll go over this in a second, but you can get very, very specific with the messaging in the retargeting.
Right. How frequently should you show retargeting ads to avoid ad fatigue?
Yeah, how frequently? I run them all the time, literally year round, my retargeting ads, because it's a fresh audience all the time. So if people are coming through your regular Facebook ads, like your conversion ads or lead gen ads that we talked about in previous videos, you're having a fresh audience from there. And then you're just going to retarget the people who didn't sign up for your service.
Same thing on the website, right?
Yep, same thing on the website.
Yeah.
So you're just going to continually remarket to these people, and you can make the messaging very, very specific. So I'll give you a perfect example. Say someone goes to your first ad, and it has to do with like a mosquito control offer. They make it halfway through the funnel, and they don't quite fill out their info. Well, you can actually retarget them and be like, hey, I saw that you didn't fill out your form all the way. What happened? Here's an extra discount. Like, you can actually be that specific.
Right.
And a lot of you watching this probably have had that happen to you before, where you go to a website like Nike.
Or you've halfway filled out the form.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, you didn't check out. So it's like retargeting. Hey, I noticed that you filled out the form, but you didn't check out.
Yeah, but you didn't check out.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, this is still in your cart. You know, like that is a perfect example of a retargeting ad. You can
And I
get
think
so
most people
specific.
don't, and maybe in our industry, don't realize that they have the access to these tools, right? At their hands.
Yep. They just don't, they're like, wait, I have gotten hit with a retargeting ad. They just didn't know that's what it was.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we've been doing this so long that we know what they are, and it's like, dang, these are so cool. Like,
Yeah.
and you just take ideas from most people too,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. My gosh, that was a really good retargeting ad.
Yeah, that's awesome. You kind of just said what the messaging is going to be. What retargeting messages produce the highest conversion rates?
Yeah, it's the ones that are more specific, because again, they already have come into contact with the brand, already might even had seen another ad in the past already. So the more specific, the better. A perfect example, one you just gave is, hey, you left something in your checkout. Or for our instance, for pest control companies, is, hey, you didn't fill out the form, or hey, you didn't call us. What happened? And you can actually say that in the ad.
Yeah.
Be so specific, and people are like, whoa, what the heck? How do they know I didn't call them? Or how do they know I didn't fill out my info to talk to Pest Badger?
For sure.
Right?
Can you give us an example of how you set up Facebook ads retargeting? Could you like walk us through the process of what it looks like?
Yeah, so it's going to be in your ad set, your actual targeting section when you're doing the retargeting. It's going to be under your custom. It's going to be a little drop down. And so you're actually going to pick custom rather than the lookalike. It's going to say lookalike and then custom, click custom. And then you're going to be able to choose on there what custom source you're going to use from there. It could be your website, could be your Facebook page, could be a lead form, whatever it may be. And then you're going to choose how you want to retarget. So my personal favorite is I like to do people who came from an ad already that didn't submit their form. That's my favorite, because those are going to be really, really high converting. These are already people that showed interest in the previous ad, and it makes my cost per lead super, super low, and ultimately my cost per acquisition super low. My next favorite is going to be people who have gone to the website. If you're not capturing people who've gone to your website and retargeting them, you're missing out. Those are really good people to target.
Awesome. So my last question of the day for you. What are the biggest mistakes you see when people run retargeting ads?
Biggest mistake number one with retargeting ads is just simply not running them.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that they even exist. And once they realize that they exist, they figure out how powerful retargeting ads really are. So that's number one. Number two is not making your messaging specific enough. I see a lot of people run ads, like retargeting ads, and they don't make them specific. It's just like a general ad. Really tailor them to make it feel like you're personally talking to that person, because you essentially are, because they've already shown interest in your brand, and you can be even more direct to these people. So those are two mistakes I would see.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for dropping some knowledge on us today, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
See you.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I know that we really appreciate you guys taking the time with us here. If you guys have any questions, comments, make sure to throw them in the comment section below. And if you found this valuable, make sure to like and subscribe, and to share with your friends who maybe own a service business themselves. Again, our goal here is to provide as much value to you guys as possible. Also, if you guys are really looking to grow your business, make sure to check out our website at pestcontrolmillionaires.com. We'll have the link below in the bio, and we'll also have a free school group for you guys to check out. So thanks for watching.